Hi everyone, welcome back to Aria Budgets. In today's video, we are going to be checking into week 2 and week 3 for my September budget and doing a quick checkup to see how we're doing on our emergency fund rebuild. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for staying with me once more and joining me in another video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, and on this channel we talk about all things budgeting. I am showcasing my journey to becoming debt-free on a very tight income. I am a single parent, so I only work with my day job income and my side hustles. I do side hustle on the side to help me catch up with my bills because I have more money going out than what I have coming in. For this month, in my last video, I shared how I had used my $1,000 emergency fund, and I was working with a very tight budget for this month in particular, and also now trying to build my emergency fund again within 1 month. So I knew it was going to be a very tough goal, a very tough challenge. We are reviewing week 2, which is from the 11th all the way through the 24th, which was yesterday. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. It is a day off in my school district for the girls, so they are home. So yeah, we are working on this now while they are over there watching TV. It's been quite a few days since I last posted anything here on YouTube, so I genuinely hope you're all doing fantastic. I have missed you all very much. It's just being so hectic at home, trying to catch up with my bills and the whole hustling and all of that, but I'll try to talk and kind of catch you guys up on how things have been going as I write things down. As I have mentioned before, it is kind of hard for me. I cannot do two things at once. I want to say that I am good at multitasking, but my brain is not. So yeah, so my first paycheck was on the 8th for the month. As you can see, maybe I should have started here. I used my I'm gonna rip this page off, you guys. I'm gonna rip this off. Let me just clear this up. I don't like to see how messy it is. Okay, my day job. My very first pay from this month was on the 8th of September, so that was the 8th. After I deduct my mortgage, one half I take from one paycheck and the other paycheck it's my second half. So after deducting my half of my mortgage, I have $650 to budget with. I also receive my income. I get paid every Tuesday on Uber Eats for whatever I worked on the week prior. And so my side hustle, Uber Eats, I receive my pay on the 12th. Side hustle, I hope you can see that. Oh gosh, side hustle on the 12th, and that was $231. So we had $650 plus $231. We had $881 to budget with for my bills and all of that on my week 2 and week 3, because I do budget by paycheck. So technically my paycheck from my day job on the 8th needed to help me cover my bills all the way up to the 21st. $881. The first thing I did was take out some money for my expenses, for groceries. I don't know what I did there. $100 for groceries, so 881 minus 100, that leaves us with $781. And for gas, I took out $80. $701 to help week 2 bills, which is this one. We had Discover card. I didn't write down my bills. Okay, so for my bills, which are my credit cards and things like that, on the 12th, I have my Discover card, and I am working on a 3-year plan to pay off my debt. So the minimum payment for this is $265. This was $261, but it increased. And so now it is $265. The interest is killing me. Once again, I think every video I complain about the interest. I just dislike it very much. So after paying my $265 for my Discover card, we are left with $436. On the 13th, I should mark this as paid because it was already paid. On the 16th, I had my city card number 2, and this has a minimum payment of $74, which leaves us with $362 for this week. Then we had on the 16th, I had two bills. I had my Garden Savings Federal Credit Union, which was $300 here. $300. So that means we now have $62. And then my Verizon, which was $40, which leaves us with a total balance of minus 40, $22 for week one. Sorry, for week two. I keep saying week one. For week two. These $22, I left them in my bank account in case I needed to use it for gas or anything like that. I've been saying how slow Uber Eats is. I have been going out every single day. It is just not easy. With my kids, I have to lay back on school, so I thought that maybe it will pick up. It has not. I am hoping that it will, or that it gets to pick up, but I am still waiting to make those $500, $400 weeks like I used to before. When I first started doing Uber, it was great. Now, not anymore. I don't know, maybe there's a lot more drivers in my area, or people are just not shopping as much. I don't know. It's just terrible. The trips are very, very low. When I'm saying low, it's like people expect you to drive 40 minutes away for $5, which is insane. I try to keep things short. If I was to drive some 40 minutes away, I wouldn't mind. If it was at least a $20 trip, I wouldn't mind. I would take it gladly. I would not mind. I love the opportunity that I have to just accept and decline trips. But again, you know, $5 for 40 miles, it's for a 40-minute drive, it's not smart. Some people do take it. That's on them. I prefer not to do that. I prefer just to stay available. If I don't find anything, well, you know, I didn't waste 40 minutes of my time driving to a location where most likely I'll have to drive back another 40 minutes empty-handed, because I'm not going to stay. I like to stay nearby my area in case my kids do need me or anything like that. Anyway, back to where we were on week two. The $22 that I have remaining here, I just left in my bank account in case I need it for anything, because the girls, again, are back in school. So I left them there in my bank account as a backup plan for anything. And I did receive some extra funds from my Buy Me a Coffee page that I do have. So thank you so much. Someone donated $100 for my birthday. It was on August, but I made the transfer by the end of August, and I received it during the first week of I think it was the 7th. I received the 6th or the 7th of September was when it was deposited into my account. Buy Me a Coffee does take a fee, so after the fees I stay with $90. I am making the decision to not set anything aside for taxes and just keeping those $90 plain and simple for my savings. So my first $90 for my emergency fund was my Buy Me a Coffee donation that I received for my birthday. Thank you so much, Valinda. I really, really appreciate it. So week two, we ended the emergency fund. I want to kind of, maybe I should do it with this. I'm going to do it with blue. My emergency fund with $90. So a quick recap of week two. All of our bills were paid. I didn't check them off. So all of these things were paid. My groceries were covered, gas too, and we had some funds for emergency funds. So things are looking good so far. Then moving along to week three. And this goes from the 18th through the 24th, which was yesterday. My Capital One bill, which was my next bill, was due on Monday, and I did not get paid again until Tuesday on the 19th from Uber, and I only had $22 in my account. So what I did was I went ahead and made my payment very close to the end of the day of the 18th, because sometimes when I do that, they don't take the funds right away, and so the payment reflects that as if it was paid on time, but the funds are not withdrawn from my bank account until the following day. So maybe it was a nice little trick. I was afraid because on other occasions it has happened when I made the payment maybe too early on the day, and they do take the funds out. So I don't recommend people doing that if you don't have anything to fall on. Again, I did say I have at least half of my mortgage in my account. So if the bank was to withdraw the funds, it's not like my account would be at zero, because I would have my what's it called, my mortgage fund still in there to fall on. Then I just have to repay myself, which is actually what I ended up doing anyway, and you will see why. I forgot to write bills here, but anyway, you know what I'm doing here. I hope you understand how everything is looking like here. The minimum payment I have for this account for my 3-year payoff plan, it's $181. I had not made enough money on Uber to cover absolutely everything to a T for that week. So I knew I was going to have to borrow money from myself, and I was trying to keep things as low as possible. So what I did was I paid the very minimum that the bank has, which is $130. Now I can go ahead here and write my income. So my very first thing was my side income, and this was received on the 19th. I'm gonna write the date here because I already did that there. On the 19th, and I made $310. So let's go ahead and do 310. Out of those 310s that I received on Tuesday, let me write it here, which was on the 19th. So the $310 that I received from Uber, I deducted the $130 that I knew was about to come out from my Capital One, which means we were left with $180. Out of those $180, then I went ahead and took out $20 for my gas. So gas money was $20. $20 minus 20. And now we had 180, minus 20. We had $160. So my Capital One was paid. On the 19th, I received my paycheck. On the 20th was my Chase. This minimum payment is $161. I feel like everything here looked so neat, and now here things don't look quite as neat. So apologies on that. I now only had $160 left. So that means that my personal account, let's say, I was negative $1. Again, technically my bank account wasn't short because I had some funds in there from my mortgage. So I knew that, I was just going to cover that negative balance that I owed to myself just within the next 2 days. So I was $1 short. I owe myself $1. Then on the 21st was my city number 1 card. And this minimum payment is $54 that I have for my 3-year plan. Now, I had already made some payments for my snowball, I had made some snowball payments by the end of August on this card. That bill cycle is still happening until today. Well, it already ended. It closed on the 23rd. But any payments that I made during the last 2 weeks of August were still being counted for towards a payment. To make my minimum required from the bank, I only needed $6.41. Because I was so tight with this budget, that's exactly what I did. I only paid $6.41, which means that I didn't really decrease a lot of the balance in the snowball payments that I made by the end of August towards this bill didn't technically count to decrease my bill. It only counted to cover my minimum payment, but that's okay. I am okay with that. I am still planning on paying this card off by December, and we'll see how things go. So now I still have no money. I have not gotten paid. I get paid on the 22nd. So now I am on a negative balance of $7.41 from my mortgage account. On the 22nd, I received my day job pay. You know what? I hate the fact that it doesn't look as neat as this one did. So I apologize, and I hope that you guys kind of understand what I am writing or the way I am explaining. I hope I can look back at this and make it make sense, okay? And make it make sense. So then we received another pay, my paid for this, and because I was short $7.41, that means that now we have a total balance to budget with of $642.59. I am going to grab my green marker here, and I'm just going to write my income. Green, it's income. I didn't have to write it here because everything kind of fell into place, but here it was a little messy, so I wanted to show the timeline of how everything happened. It could have just been easier to write it here, just say, hey, this is what happened, but I want to show how my brain or how the days were going as everything was happening. So we have $642 on the 22nd to budget with. Chase had already been paid, and so did City. And before I did absolutely anything, I chose to do some expenses. I took out $40 from here. So now we had $602. Let's just forget about the cents. The cents are just there. Let them pile to help with the rainy fund day. So we had $602 to budget with. The next bill that needed to be withdrawn, which has already been withdrawn today, was on the 24th, my car insurance. Car insurance, as I shared on my last video, it went up. So I am now paying at least for this month, 144. It looks like the next one is 139, but 144 for right now, which means 602 minus 144. We have 602 minus 144. We have $458 to budget with, or left to budget, 458. Then we have Netflix on the 26th. Netflix I shared with my sister, and this is $10. I just Zelle her the $10, and she pays for the account. It's an account that we share between her, my mom, and I. Okay, so that is what it is. And that means we now have $448. Let me just do it here so that we can keep things looking neat. So my car insurance was paid. Netflix has been paid. I don't have any other bills until the 30th. The 30th, I have my PSE&G bill, which is my gas and electric, and my personal loan. My PSE&G bill, I went ahead and scheduled the payment because if the funds are there, why wait? I went ahead and made the payment for it, or scheduled the payment for it for my PSE&G bill, and that is $138, which leaves us with $310. Right? Did I do that right? No. 448 minus 130. That is $318. Is that what I said before? I don't know, but 318. Maybe it was. It just looked like it wasn't the right number. Okay, now hear me out. This $318 obviously is not going to cover my personal loan, which is $558. I am working towards that with my Uber income. That is my highest and the bill that I am trying to get rid of, to be honest, because $558 on a minimum payment for a loan, that majority, more than like 70% goes to just interest, is killing me. But anyway, I don't know. I am trying to do some things there, here and there. So I hope that one of these days I can give you guys the good news that I did receive something, that I was able to just convert it. That would be amazing. But anyway, please pray for me. Pray for me that I do receive those great news, that I have been being able to pay that loan faster than I possibly could. Anyway, going back to this. Remember that credit card that I said, my Capital One, that I said, 130 was the minimum. I owe $51 for my 3-year plan. I went ahead and scheduled the payment because I do not want to fall back on my 3-year or push the dates further to pay off all of my debt within 3 years. I have somewhere in here, I have my 3-year, here it is. I have my 3-year payoff plan, and my capital one should be paid off on the March of 2025, which is still a long way to go, but I think that the more I delay the payments here, the further the date will go, and I don't want that. I want to stick to it. So I chose to pay the $51 to make my minimum 3-year payment plan. So that is $51, leaving me with $259. This $59, I am choosing to not count on the 59 and just putting aside or setting aside or counting on $200 towards my emergency fund. So for savings for week 3 savings, we have a total of $200. If it happens to be that I do not use the $59 for anything, because again, the girls are back in school, so I want to keep something there in case I have to go back and buy some groceries or do anything for snacks for them to take to for school lunch. I don't want to dig into my mortgage payments, so I'm just going to leave those $59 in there just in case. So far as of today, Monday the 25th, we have a total of $290 on my emergency fund. I'll be honest, I would love to say yes, I am Superwoman or Wonder Woman, and I was able to save the whole $1,000 by the end of the month. Maybe I try to chew more, buy more than I could chew, or eat more than I could chew, however the saying goes. I knew that it was going to be very tough, but I needed to give myself that gigantic task, that gigantic challenge, because if I just kept saying, you know what, maybe just the minimum, I think I wouldn't have been able to just save this, because majority of my bills would have been covered with my day job, which meant, maybe I am just home, I will go home and I'm tired. No, I knew I had to come back and report to you guys, and I wanted to say, hey, I've been going out and I've been doing my due diligence to try and get this out and save as much as I possibly can. I am not satisfied with or happy that I with the amount that I have saved so far. Let's say I've technically only saved $200 because this was a donation again, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Someone did made a donation on YouTube too. Unfortunately, I don't have access to that yet. I cannot cash it out until I meet the threshold of at least $100 between all of my views and things like that. Make enough money for me to get paid on a monthly basis, I guess, from YouTube. So I have not made the threshold to be getting paid, and I don't think I'll make it this month. Maybe by the next month, by the end of next month, I will be able to. So the donation someone made, I am very appreciative. Thank you so much. Someone made a donation on YouTube again, but I won't have access to that until YouTube pays me. So that I will also use towards my emergency fund, because I do believe that person, even though they didn't write it, I believe that's probably the intention that this person donated towards, because it was on that video that I said, it was my last video. I said, it's going to be tough, but we'll get to it. Anyway, I am happy with how things are turning out to be so far. All of my bills have been covered. The only thing I have left again is let me pay here, my PSENG, is my personal loan. I have to work very, very hard to be able to pay it off from my Uber Eats. Last week was not good at all. I only had 178, I think it was 178 for last week. Technically, the schedule for Uber, it's on the following Tuesday. I can always cash out the same day. I just have to pay $85 or so. So I choose not to pay anything if I don't have to. I just wait until everything is automatic and free to me, no cost to me. But in this occasion, I might just transfer it once I make the entire balance. I'll just transfer it to my, or deposit to my account right away, and pay that off whenever I could. I am anxious, but I am okay with how things have turned out. And yeah, you guys, thank you so much. If you are new here and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please go ahead and do so, as I would love to have you here. And the next video will probably be a snowball update, so we'll see how things go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.